Hello guys, so today I'm back. I'm going to be making a tier list on every single tower in Tower Defense X. And overall this is just my opinion. And yeah. And we just get into the video. So we're going to start off with Cryo Ranger. Now Cryo Ranger, at least it's better than like Ranger. But against multipliers, it's just basically, yeah, you can't even do like a fraction of its health down, bro. And it does have a stun grenade, but like the stun is just slowing it down really. Now, if I rank the tower F tier, that means it's either just absolute trash, or it should just be used for bait for higher level players. Now, I would put Cryo Ranger in probably. Now, the reason I put Cryo Ranger in D tier is because its grenade ability is pretty good. And I would have put it in C tier of it would have if that grenade actually stunned them, and it doesn't really do a good overall DPS but is pretty cheap. And I wouldn't really place this in bait in one of the bait tiers E or F, because it costs $400, and I think Ranger would be better for bait. And that brings me on to the next tower, Ranger. Ranger is a tower that is given to purely people that just started the game. And overall, this thing is pretty good, but it is not even that expensive, because Ranger at its max level does over 100 DPS, and that is really good, because lower level people actually have a chance to be easy mode with the Ranger. And really, both paths are pretty neat, but top half Ranger would be a lot better, because more bursts, but bottom half does more of splash, and top half does over 100 DPS, bottom half does about 60. So I would probably rank this it's normally used for bait, and it's pretty bad against many of the other modes, intermediate and so on. But it is more reliable than Cryo Ranger. But I just put it in D tier because it's mostly the same. And the third tower I'm going to be ranking is Shotgunner. Now, Shotgunner is really cheap for new players. It is really good for new players, because even though of its short range, it still can do a lot of major splash. And even with its bad DPS, I can wipe out easy mode, or probably even intermediate. Most of intermediate, probably. I don't know, because I've never tried it out just solo. But I might do that in another video, maybe. But Shotgunner, he he has abilities on both of his paths. Top path being to heal towers. Bottom path, like, I don't know, man. Because I don't really use Shotgunner that much. But he does do some good damage. And it's why in C tier. Because of his major splash. Now this brings us onto our next, the Operator. Now the Operator, definitely, he's going to carry you through intermediate pretty easily. Because, as you know, there was another YouTuber named Propellers. He did a video on which tower can go the farthest, and go watch that if you just want gameplay and not just a tier list and about, my thinking about if it's good or not. So basically, just watch his, but stay with me for now. But Operator, I would prefer like late. So for late game, so like early game would probably be like top path Operator, but late game would probably be bottom path Operator, just because of its Jeep ability. And it costs about 10K to max it out. And guess what? Its Humvee has like a 50 cal on it, and it's pretty fast, and has 400 HP. Now, if you have a lot of money in the game, then you can just spam it, and you can have some happy car accidents and wiping out basically a whole city worth of Humvees, which is why I would rate this. I would rank it a D tier, solidly because it's a good DPS tower on its top and bottom. And I would prefer bottom path because even though like no hidden detection, still the Humvee is really good. And it's less expensive too. Now the next tower, Mine Layer. Mine Layer has been one of the most acknowledged towers in Tower Defense X, but yeah, it can destroy one of the hardest bosses, like Plague Doctor, Eradicator Mark 1, Revived Plague Doctor, and Eradicator Mark 2. But no one has ever tested it on, Eradicator Combat, or like Eradicator Mark 4 and more, because people won't use like Mine Layer in like basically in any other mode than just expert, basically, because like unless it's just basically only on raw DPS, basically only that. But Mine Layer on its early stages, honestly, it's just trash, because it takes like 20 seconds for it to push down another mine, and I don't know, man, you can only hit one zombie and do that much splash damage on its lower levels. So I would probably rank this E, just because it's not really good for early game or mid game, and it's only good for late game. Now we are on our next tower, Sniper. Sniper is a level 15 tower, and I guarantee you, he will help you like grind out lots of modes, because he's just mainly used. And Sniper, and Sniper, Yeah, Sniper, its early level is not that good. But, like, its bottom half, but, like, its top half and bottom half are really good. So I would probably first S tier. Just because, like, I don't know if I should have. I'll put it in, like, maybe A tier, actually. I mean, its early levels aren't really that good, but, like, its later levels are really good. Oh. Cryo Blaster. Now, in its early stages, it doesn't really do much of damage, but it does 0 damage and 0 DPS. But it does permanently slow down enemies, which is really good for, like, a lot of non-stunning bosses, as, like, Eradicator Mark II. Many people like to just freeze bosses instead of just manually killing him, because if you freeze him, he can't walk. So he can only attack, not walking. He'll just be stuck there forever until all your cryo blasters are dead. And most people use bottom path because mostly bottom path is just like it's like some people get like 15 cryo blasters that are on bottom path maxed, and then they just go like, yeah, I think I should add like 15 more, and like with 30 cryo blasters, I think that could stop like Eradicator Mark IV or something. I don't know, man. But this isn't really good for DPS, so I'll probably put it in like maybe like D tier with the Rangers. And there currently isn't any F or S tiers right now. And yeah, there isn't really any S tiers right now. And next tower, Missile Trooper. Now, Missile Trooper, not really that expensive. It's only like 2,000 gold, so you would only need to like grind a couple of matches to get him, like a couple intermediate mode matches. But like mostly, he's really good because like on his early stages, not really good, but on his top half, he's just really good. Especially is Javelin top or bottom? Well, either way, the Javelin is really good if you like damage more than DPS. But like me, I like DPS more than damage. And I like the Juggernaut. That's basically what the Juggernaut really is. That's why it's used. Because more people like DPS than damage. Am I right? Now the other path doesn't have the Javelin, well, it goes more on the DPS side because it fires a lot faster but does a little less damage. But I would rate this at about maybe like an 8. Now next tower, Patrol Boat. Now Patrol Boat, A patrol boat can only be placed in water. And only water. So stuff like, like winter maps with like ice, you can't place it there. The ice cannot melt into water. The ship cannot break into the ice, okay? It's not how it works. The GDA, they don't want you to put boats in ice. They don't want their boats to be ruined. Okay, that's off topic. But anyways, who is controlling the boat? Who is controlling the boat? If the gun has handles, then why is there no person? Bro! But, so it doesn't detect stealth. I wonder why. Maybe because there's no person on there. Yeah, bro. But the flamethrower kinda can cheese like the hiddens, but I'll probably rate this in like a B. Just because so yeah. Now we're on the first damageless tower. The farm. Now if you don't know, the farm is damageless. Wow, crazy. And one thing about the farm is that it can actually gain health. So it can kind of push you through the waves, but it's not really meant to be used alone. It's only used for like money making purposes. So I'll probably rate this it's more of like a support unit. Kind of like mine layer, so I'll put in like D tier. Barracks. Now barracks is pretty good if you're a very low level player. And the barracks on its top half gets these rail troopers that have 600 health, and barracks has a placement limit of 7, but in solo only. And monopath goes for more of splash damage, like flamethrowers and bazooka launchers. But top half goes for more health and more damage and more DPS. So I'll probably rate this in about I'll probably put it in B or C. And it does have hidden, so I'll just put it in. But it's not really meant to use alone. It's supposed to be support tower. So I'll put it in C. Because it is, decent. When you're having trouble. Tower. Grenadier. Grenadier is a mainly used tower in Endless. But it's not really used in any other modes. Why? I mean, if you're using it in Endless, then why are you not using it in any other modes? I mean, you could, but it's a pretty good tower, especially on its spawning path. Spawning path is just more of stunning and splash. Top half is more of hidden detection and more damage, But I would probably rate it probably a beer. B tier. Because it does have stealth. on one of its paths, but it doesn't really have that good of stealth, and it's pretty close range, so I'll probably go to the B. Now onto the EDJ. The EDJ is the second damageless tower on this list, but it does give really good buffs. And I forgot to mention about the farm, but when you place 4-2 farms next to, or 5-2 farms next to some towers, it'll gain extra cash. So that's why I put it in D tier instead of like E tier or something. But EDJ, although it doesn't do damage, it does provide a good support. It's only used for support, really, because no one in the entirety of tower defense history knows that music DJ towers don't do damage, so no one really uses it for damage purposes. And yeah. And its top path is mainly used in Endless. The bottom path is usually used in like either Endless or Expert. So I'd probably rank it in like C tier. As it doesn't do damage, it does provide great support with other towers. And on to our next tower, John. Now the John Tower is used for Endless, and many people use him for his buff and not for hidden detection, because his hidden detection is not that good. But his bottom path nobody really uses, because the John top path gives hidden detection, but no more damage piercing. I mean, shield piercing. No, not shield. Alright, and the John Tower. John Tower is pretty good for bullet resistance, as it does do like 20 damage. And the John ability on the top half is really good, because it can boost the towers by 50% for almost 10 seconds. And yeah, but it isn't really that reliable by itself, So I'd probably rank it in probably like B. Or on to Laser Gunner. Laser Gunner, if you're like a level 30 or like you haven't gotten Gold Ranger yet, he's going to be your absolute best friend for almost every single mode, because most of the modes don't use a laser resistance other than Endless. So Laser Gunner is mostly used in Expert, Elite, Intermediate, Easy, but not Endless. But on his bottom path, he's just absolutely great, because he does over 100 DPS, and he has an ability to unstealth any zombie that's inside of its red circle. Basically its range where it can unstealth, and does 250 damage. But his top half, it's way more expensive. Basically double the price, basically. 31,000 to get that laser minigun. But it does get a lot more range, and a lot more, but like it does do less damage, but like, you know. And I forgot to mention about Sniper. He can unstealth enemies in its red circle, very big red circle, for only 8 seconds. So you could use a John ability with some Juggernauts that cannot see hiddens. Use that Sniper, and in that 8 seconds you could probably wipe all of those out, but not really. So I would probably rank this dude in an S tier. He's our first S tier tower, just because of its unstealthing ability and its fast fire rate. Now we have the next tower, Toxicnator. Now the Toxicnator, its name sounds weird because it's supposed to be like Toxinator, not Toxicnator, because it just sounds weird. A Toxicnator, he does some sort of like spray DPS. Like, I can't really calculate his DPS. Like, I think it's like about like 9 DPS or something. I don't know, man. But like on his bottom path, like you can do like gas clouds and stuff. And yeah. But like, isn't really that good for like early game or late game. Like only good for like mid game, really. So I would probably rank him in like, see. And now we're on our next tower, Artillery. Now, as you know, Artillery, it's a manually controllable tower. And you have to manually control it with its slow fire rate. So it can't really get very fast enemies. But it still can, kind of. If you have if you have over like 30 IQ, unlike me. Because like usually I miss like about 98.2% of the shots that I try to hit the fast enemies with. But its top half makes up for it. As for $18,000, you can get the triple turret, no more hidden detection, but it does fire without your fingers having to be worn out. It fires by its own. But its bottom path does about 1,000 damage and very, very huge range, even for its targeting and its range itself. So I'd probably rank this an A tier, and it's really only good for mid and late game. Actually, I'll rate this B tier. Now, Armored Factory. Armored Factory is the second spawner tower on this list. And both paths have something unique in them. Top path is more of like faster spawning with more splash. Bottom path is more of like more weapons, but like slower, you know. It takes about like a minute and 17 seconds for an M1X Abrahams to spawn. But it is really, really OP on its max bottom path. It does have 6,000 health with three weapons, the turret and 2 guns, I think. But anyways, it is really good on its MRAP path. Although it doesn't have hidden, it has 1,000 HP. And it's really good if you don't have like any hidden detection. So I'd probably rank this as its second S tier. And now we have the Juggernaut. The Juggernaut is one of the more expensive towers, and it costs about 6,300 to place, and does about 80 DPS when it's first placed down. And usually people just get max bottom path, really, not really top path, because bottom path just 4 whole miniguns, and its skins are pretty cool, but we're not doing it based on skins. But like, it doesn't get hidden detection until it's bottom path, and only its bottom path. And it costs 7,500 for it to get hidden detection, plus 600 and 3,650 for you to just get to that 7,500 for that hidden detection to just appear. So like about over like almost like 20k for hidden detection. And I would probably rank this like probably B or A, just because like it's really good. So I'll probably rank it in B. Now we have the Railgunner. The Railgunner is used for mostly expert, but like with its slow fire rate, it's just really bad. Its top and bottom path are really good, but more people just go on bottom path mostly, just because they want that 8,000 damage. But some people go on top path if it's like elite or something. But only crazy people use Railgunner on easy. I can understand you using Railgunner on intermediate, like me, but on easy? What? No. You can only get like 1 max bottom path, bro. Like, bro. I mean, if you do, I don't really mind, but like, it's just kind of a waste of cash. You could just get Juggernaut more, because like Juggernaut is more on DPS, not damage. And I focus more in Railgunner. On Railgunner, I focus more on the damage, not the DPS. But on other fast-firing towers, I go more on the DPS side. So I would probably rank this about a C tier. Now XWM turret. XWM turret costs about almost 4,850 gold to place down, and to get hidden detection on it, either you have to $2,000 for its bottom path, or you have to pay 22,500. Now most people use top path instead of bottom path, because more people like DPS and damage sometimes. And its early stages, it's just not really that good. I mean, it's only really good if like, if it's like no hiddens or something. I'll probably rank it in like C tier. There's a Golden Ranger. And the Golden Ranger, if you have it, he's gonna be your best friend for grinding, because he is pretty cheap for hidden detection, and most people really use him for any mode, and he's usable for any mode, because he is about $900, and his hidden detection is pretty early on his upgrades, and mostly used on Endless. And he can stun any boss he can, kind of like the Cryo Blaster, but just better, because he can just stun them. You can just go. You can just throw a grenade. You just go, whoop, and just stun him. And I would probably rank this in S tier, because it's so good. So it's our third S tier. Now our next tower is the warship. The absolute strongest, biggest, and first naval tower in the game. Although it's very expensive on its top half, it's just very, very good. If it has like laser gunner, or like if it has a bottom path warship next to it. Because bottom path warship, what it can do, they can literally reveal every single hidden or like stealth zombie on the map. And just once. It does it for. And I really think that warship should be ranked. And if it is paired with, like a farm or something. Or paired like laser gunner or something. So yeah. And the golden juggernaut. Now the golden juggernaut is one of the best and strongest towers in the game. This tower has an ability that can buff itself by a lot. And it has 5 miniguns crafted into one. Although it does have lasers and resurrected laser gunner, laser resistant. So you would really need like some other towers to like help it out, like EDJ. So I'd probably rank it in like S tier. Now, look, this is my tier list. Now, if you disagree with me, that's fine. That's perfectly fine. But if you think that Ranger should be in S tier, please just look at the other towers and also watch Propeller's video now, because his is more on the gameplay. So but like he's not. But back then there was not XWM or like Grenadier, like Rail Gunner, or not even Gold Juggernaut, or even Gold Ranger. So most of the towers here will be on his video, but most of the towers have been reworked. So in his older video about it, is just outdated. So watch his newer one now.